This is by far one of the saddest cemeteries I've covered for a cemetery file, my little strangelings. To understand this cemetery, you must retreat almost 200 years into Columbus, Ohio's history. It was in 1835 that Ohio Lunatic Asylum was established, the state's first ever facility designed for the treatment of mental health issues and disorders, and was in fact Ohio's first state-supported hospital of any kind. The building was finished, but tragically, 6 patients lost their lives in 1868 when it caught fire and was destroyed. Reopened in a new location in 1877 and renamed the Columbus Hospital for the Insane, it was said to be the largest building in the United States until the Pentagon took the title in 1943. Under the guidance of renowned psychiatrist Thomas Kirkbride, the hospital's sprawling floor plan was, quote, intended to promote a healing environment filled with fresh air and natural light. As with most history surrounding insane asylums of any kind, the Columbus Hospital for the Insane is no different. For the building intended to house 850 patients upon its initial opening became tragically overcrowded quickly, and at the time of its closing in 1935, it contained nearly 3,000 individuals. When you have a staggering number of overcrowdings like that, my little strangelings, the standard of care becomes abysmal, and sadly, this was the case for this hospital. If you have been a devotee to this channel for a while, you might recall I took you on a walkthrough of this cemetery while semi-live, so to speak. I recorded a video on demand and posted from the location before I'd even left, and I'll be honest, I can't wait to go live on these walks and talk about locations while I am there, but I digress. The subject of my talk on that video was about the coins on the graves, which will be the subject of my next cemetery file. But to be sure, patients of what ended its life as the Central Ohio Psychiatric Hospital do still live today, as the building ceased final operations sometime in the 1970s and was demolished in the 1990s. All that remains to this day is photographs and these few marked graves of the patients who once lived within its walls, and so many unmarked graves of those who lived and died, lost and forgotten, bound by the chains of their mental illness, wards of the state with no friends or family to speak of. Which is why this cemetery is so sad, my little strangelings. However, while I was there, we had a visitor. A majestic creature, a buck with an impressive rack still wrapped in velvet. I'd like to think that some higher power sends visitors to these forgotten graves in this sad little cemetery, and that I was blessed to not only be one of them, but to share this somber moment with something to make the grief I felt for these strangers just a little less heavy. So the next time you're in Columbus, and you have a spare moment, look up Insane Cemetery on your GPS and maybe stop by. Bring some flowers, or a penny, and let the denizens of this little cemetery know, while they remain unknown, they are not forgotten. Until next time.